Hi, I'm Katie Moonstone. Welcome back. This reading is an Energy Weekly reading for March 8th through the 15th. Mercury is still in retrograde and it's retrograde in Pisces. So we're still blurring the edges a bit, causing things to be a little difficult to pin down at the moment. It's kind of like a little fog is still in the air, right? This week, expect communication to start getting strange, and it's going to be this way for the next couple weeks. So, what is happening today? I am videoing this on, I think, the 7th or the 8th. I can't remember. But anyways, the Kazemi happened on the 7th. And if you paid attention to all the themes that kept popping up that started when retrograde began, today you probably found a little bit of some clarity. This energy is going to stick around for the next 2 days, and it's going into Monday. Monday, we still have Mercury in retrograde, so expect things to keep slowing on down. And people are going to have a hard time articulating what they actually mean or want. And on Monday, Jupiter has been retrograde in Cancer since November 11th, 2025. It's been 4 months. And it goes direct on Tuesday, March 10th at 11:30 p.m. So it stops spinning, Jupiter starts getting concentrated. So what happens is, like, Jupiter, Mercury is doing the same thing, it's pulling itself back, right? So kind of think of it like this. When it goes direct, think of, like, let's say when you look at a child and all of a sudden that child grows 5 inches taller. Well, that's what happens when Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, abundance, prosperity. So if you've been feeling stuck, expect things to start moving faster. It's also going to start energizing the rest of the planets of the solar system, and expect that expansion. It's not going to happen exactly on March 10th at 11:30 p.m. It's an energy ball, so it takes time, and once, you're going to see it spread out over the next 8 months. So, for those 4 months, it's been about belonging, emotional foundations, because Jupiter in Cancer is all about going inwards, right? It's a water sign. It's all about being in your feels, your emotions. And you're going to start seeing the expansion through emotional connections, your home, through people, places, and things that you feel deep inside of you. It's like who and what nourishes your soul. That's what's going to start being expanded, especially if you are a Cancer or have Cancer placements in your chart. So Scorpios, Pisces, and Capricorns, however, the next few days of your signs is going to be a bit challenging, yet very productive. Mercury goes direct on March 20th, so we can't exhale yet, but what is that, 11 more days? So when Mars is actually going to be moving into Pisces now, so you got it. Mars is the planet of war. It's a ruling planet of Aries. It's a fire sign. It's all about action. And it moves into Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. So basically it's going to calm a lot of people down, especially you, Aries. So slow your roll. You're probably going to feel very tired, lethargic, not wanting to do much. But Mars moves into Pisces, and this is going to bring a softer approach to things. It'll be more indirect. More people this week are going to be motivated by feelings than by strategy. So be careful of conversations that feel urgent, yet they're actually unnecessary or uncertain. The urge to act on something, yet still trying to process it. So that's going to be a big, probably fight this week. A lot of people are still fighting with themselves because Jupiter made everybody go inward. This is also a time where you might feel the urge to act on something. Yeah, you're still trying to process it, but then you're not going to think before you speak. So this is when accidental truths start coming out, and they're going to start coming out of nowhere and a lot more frequent. Your values are going to turn up this week into honesty over comfort. So it's better to be honest than be comfortable, especially in matters of love and connections. And when I mean connections, that's any type of connection, business, friendships, you name it. More people are just going to be honest, and they don't care about your comfort zone. You know, the truth is just, it's accidental truth. Oop, did I say that? Wasn't even thinking about it. Anyways, moving along. This is going to be a tough one because people who are avoidant in the next few weeks, they're going to feel a very big pressure building up. And I'm going, like, for people who are avoidants, the best thing you should do is sit with it, and sit with it without all that drama. Just sit with it. Because when Jupiter goes direct, many of you are going to start finding your footing again. Cancers need to pay attention, because once Jupiter goes direct, it's in your sign. I know I have Cancer placements. Actually, I'm a cusp baby. So Cancers, pay attention, because once Jupiter goes direct after the 10th, your life is about to expand. So think back to June of last year, 2025. What's been growing in your area? And what you're going to be learning this week is how to process all your gains. So you're going to start receiving, your tables are turning, things are going to start expanding. And then for me, it's been my job, my career, my networks, my friends. I mean, it's been everything. Everything's been expanding. So now you need to learn how to process these gains. So that's going to be your big tackle this week. This week is more about, for everyone involved, this week is going to be more about processing before taking action, finding the beauty and values that we hold in love, and following a dream that has been recalibrated. Going inward this week, that's going to be huge, especially on March 10th. March 10th, a portal opens up, and it is a portal of power. The moon, later in that evening, is going to align with this the star of Antares. Antares is the heart of the Scorpion. So this will reveal the conflict that you keep inside of yourself. This is what I was talking about, people having wars within themselves. This is the fear that you've been hiding and postponing who you are meant to become. Expect after the 10th to feel more courageous. Many of you are going to start stepping into leadership roles, taking action. You're going to feel more courageous and confronting your inner conflicts. Antares is not just a star. It's not a star for wishes, but a star of power and decision. March 10th will be a time to listen. You're listening to your inner self. Okay. So you're going to want to go inward this week, and you're going to need to say things to yourself that needs to actually be said. So this is all about you, not other people this time around. You. After and around the 10th, you're going to notice yourself and many other people acting on impulse. And this is going to be a time where you're going to need to stay quiet. The quietness is going to be very necessary, especially for this week and probably in the next couple weeks. What I always like to say is stay quiet, so that way the devil doesn't know what you're up to. Anyways, the quiet is very necessary for the in-between, okay? It's a very powerful stance to be in. Because basically, when you're trying to, a lot of people are going to be going inward. A lot of people are trying to process what's going on. And then you're going to have that energy of feeling like, I need to make a move. Because we're in the year of the fire horse. Sorry. We're in the year of the fire horse. So we're basically in that in-between stage still, because we're moving into spring. So a lot of people are feeling that, oh, I got to move forward and I got to be quick. But you need to find that place of understanding. And what I mean by being quiet, you actually find that place where understanding actually settles into you before the next waves of movements begin. I don't know how I was going to say that. But when the universe, the cosmos, the stars, the moon, we have been having a lot of planetary action going on. We got the sun creating waves of energy. A lot of people have been having a lot of headaches more because, we've been getting hit with the energetic fields, let's say. So when energy is pulling at you in all kinds of different directions, when you get silent, remember, we are now stepping into new. The old ways are no longer going to work. So when you become silent, that's actually when you can start manifesting things for yourself. When you start to listen to the inner voice that is within you, you're not outsourcing. So this entire time, and probably for the rest of this year, especially when you're in a retrograde period, the best thing for you to do when you want to manifest something is to stay silent. One, it protects it from, for those of you that are believers, you don't want to speak out what it is you're trying to manifest. Let's say you have a dream, you don't want the devil knowing, hey, she wants, let's just say, I said, I think this year I claimed this is the year of the van. The other day, this whole week, I've been actually trying to find a dog. Looking for a little brown dog, and I said it out loud, hey, I think I'm gonna go buy this dog now. And every time I tried to buy a dog, I came across scam artists. So, you're trying to manifest something, but I got stopped. And it's not, these were the things that came up this week. It was scam artists for me and narcissism. So, anyways, going back to being silent, and what you actually start manifesting, you need to start listening to the voices that are within you and not you outsourcing. So through this silence, you actually become more magnetic. Your nervous system has a lot of interference because, we live in a 3D world, so we're in a constant go. And on a daily, a lot of us, and I'm going to pull up narcissism for a second. Because why? The last 10, 15 years, all of a sudden, narcissism became like a pandemic. You know what I mean? It's like everybody started freaking out over narcissism. Well, it's a bond. Narcissism is a bond. It's an energy that came during the Piscean era. And we actually are not here to get rid of narcissism. We're not going to be able to get rid of it. Just like you can't get rid of the evil that's on the planet or the chaos. You can't control the outside of you, but you can control what's on the inside, right? So, many of you, me included, we're actually here to learn how to navigate through narcissism. So that way you can tap into your generational wealth, your birthrights, and you stop allowing yourself to show resistance. Every time a narcissist, every time a narcissistic person shows up on your path, what do? You freeze, right? Why? Because they gaslight the hell out of you. I get it. I've been there. I actually left a job because of it, and it was one of the cycles that kept repeating in my life, and it comes down to when my father, my first husband, narcissism, and how do you break that chain? How do you break that bond? It's like a little demon that keeps following me around, and it jumps, vessels. And that's what it does, you can change your circumstance, but it's going to show up again. And that's what retrograde did, right? What were your themes? Mine happened to be scam artists and narcissistic people. So how do you break the chains? How do you get rid of that? How do you clear yourself from all of that? And that's what we're here to learn and do. Many of you are learning how to navigate narcissism so that when so we can tap into, we stop resisting it. So this week, you're going to generate that silence. It's time to stop it. You need to understand the themes that keep playing over and over. For me, it was that. For you, what is yours? It could be, avoidance. It could be playing small. It could be, there's like tons of things. Maybe your victimhood mentality or feeling entitled, When you pay attention to the themes, then you can take action as your future self. Narcissism is actually choosing to live in the past. When a person is narcissistic, they are actually choosing to live in the past. They're not living for the future. They're living for the past. They're trying to control. So until you choose differently, you're going to keep cycling that same loop over and over and over. In order to break that narcissistic spell or that scam artist spell, victimhood mentality, whatever it is that is, you have to literally liberate yourself, which means you can no longer think, do, act, or even be in the same environment that corresponds with the identity of what you have left or what you're trying to leave behind, okay? And when you do this, this is called a quantum collapse. Remember, a reality only exists as you allow yourself to be affected by it. You are to collapse the particles by you observing whatever narrative it is that keeps playing over and over in your loops. Okay, so you collapse it. I walked away. I walked away from several jobs because of that, because they try to control me, make me play small. Some of them even like took my ideas and made it their own, hung money over my head. So, I guess I had to clear that energy out. But the moment that I actually did walk away, and trust me, I did not want to walk away. The moment I did, boom, I'm going right into this. There's a reason when they say pay attention to patterns. I'm a very observant person, so I pay attention to all the patterns that are laid before me, especially when you enter in a new atmosphere, brand new people. Things were going good, and all of a sudden, things started repeating, from an old job. Only this time, I was the person with, a title. Well, I always had a title. But when you start paying attention, notice that I say that word. Once you break that, let's say, narrative, or you do that collapse, you will be compensated for whatever reality you choose to be in. Pay attention. If you're paying attention to a narcissist or a scam artist, and you don't leave that, that environment, and you're acting and doing, well, guess what? You are going to get scammed. You are going to get betrayed. You are going to get gaslit. But then when you remove it, guess what? I've had narcissistic bosses that literally were like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Watch me. And guess what? The moment I did, it was like, boom, I got like compensated. I actually literally ended up with a bunch of money all of a sudden. And I was like, how did that happen? Miracles. It's called paying a karmic debt. The energy that keeps calling out to all of us right now is, what do you want? What energy do you want to be sitting in by next year? Remember, retrograde keeps making us circle back. We're circling back to something from the past. For me, it was scam artists, narcissistic people. Did I learn my lesson this time around? You betcha, because now, like the moment that I left that area, it was like, okay, I learned the whole narcissism trick. I found an inner peace and a calling. And actually the last week I've been sleeping. So, those type of people, they rev up my nervous system. The gaslighting, being on defense mode, walking on eggshells. And then it was just like, ugh. You know what I mean? The moment I knew I did the right thing, I was meant to do it anyway. So, and then, like I said, I started looking for a dog, and all of a sudden, scam artists, betrayal started coming. These people, literally, I had a lady video me, sent me a 2-second clip saying, I'm not fake, I'm not phony, I'm not a scam artist, I'm a real breeder. But yet, when she called me from an area code that literally was from India, but yet you live in Springfield, Ohio. You know, I'm looking in the tri-area states. I ain't trying to drive very far to go buy a damn dog. But if you live in Michigan and Ohio and Indiana, is that where these breeders were from? And I thought about making a video, but then I thought to myself, if I do that and put them on blast, all that's gonna do for me is it's gonna show them that I actually gave a shit. And honestly, I really don't. I just don't like being scammed. I don't like my time being wasted. But I'm more about, hey, I'll pay you in cash, but I want to meet you in person. These people did not want to do that. So if you're out there trying to find a dog, or you know, just be careful of scam artists, because man, I did not realize how many there were out there. Anyways, pay attention, because you will be compensated for whatever reality you choose to be in. So if you pay attention and you break that chain, or you do that quantum collapse, you will be compensated. You will be rewarded. Why? Because it's part of your generational wealth, your birthrights. So you're paying a karmic debt. The energy that keeps calling out to all of us is, so what energy do you want to sit in next year? I already know what my dreams have been recalibrated. So remember, retrograde's going to make us circle back. We still got 11 more days, March 20th. So we're going to circle back because we need to learn, grow before we move forward, before retrograde ends. So the faster you let that timeline collapse, the better off you're just going to be. Many of us now have a new consciousness, a new archetype. You're a new person. So now it's time to move at a soul honoring pace. Slow down until March 10th. And then in March 10th, you're gonna move at a slow honoring pace. So that's my weekly read, but on March 21st, and I'm gonna probably post this a couple times, I am actually helping others to make history. They're calling it the Great Synchronization, creating a first global collective intention organized by ordinary people. So there's no leaders and there's no travel required. If you all want to join in, and we are asking everybody to join on in, and we got people all across the globe that's in on this, just on March 21st, and I'm Eastern Standard Time, so at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have my alarm set. So you might have to look up your time zone, whatever time zone you're in, but whatever time zone you're in, so let's say I'm at 1 p.m., but you're Pacific time, so look that up, because that's the time you need to set your alarm. But we're all, we're trying to sync on up, and all we're asking is 5 minutes of your time. Close your eyes and say and focus on 4 simple words: peace, love, respect, and unity. And for a second, imagine the entire world pausing and chanting these 4 words just for a moment. Think about it. Think how much power that really is. That is the silencers stepping forward. If you know, you know. It is time for a new era to begin. Anyways, let's all jump into tarot. Let's get a few cards for the week. What does the collective need to know for the week? Something's gonna fall over. Maybe somebody needs to be careful. Goldfish, fishy. Increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. So again, you're gonna be compensated. Pay attention. You know what? We need to celebrate that. Hold on a second. Somebody's trying to be difficult. Butterfly, a change for the better. Let things just fall apart, fall to pieces. Let it fall away. I just realized these 2 cards are up. So this might be for very particular for someone. Problems are going to be, if you have family problems, they will be resolved, okay? Anyways, let's get one more and we'll move on forward. Ooh, 3 more came out. Oh, prosperity and abundance. Get ready to receive. This is the balancing of the scales. Just remember, keep your life balanced. And someone's got a huge announcement coming on in. Yesterday I kept getting a bunch of number 2s, but the number 7 is very significant for this week. The number 7. I did not look up the number 7. I know I'm on Life Path 7. That's my numerological number. But 7s. I should have looked it up. Something is going to end. I feel like today, as I mean, I'm doing this on Sunday. So it's not Monday yet. But something ended today. But let's get an advice card for the week. Let's get an advice card for the week. Somebody's not pausing and they're creating a mess. Something's just gonna fall apart. Let the shit go. Let it go. That was way too many cards. Give us one card. I guess we're not getting one. I just need one, but not 2. Let it go. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you. Stop it. I like holding something. Stop it. And if you can't fully be present in your life, if you're holding on, you can't fully be present in your life if you're holding on to this negativity. It's time to release it and be free. Be free. Let's get an inner child card. Let's get an inner child card. So let it go. This is weird. Let go of the past. Let go of the past. It's time for your new story to begin. Let go of the past. One more animal. Let's get an animal card. And then we're jumping into tarot. Because it seems to be the same thing over and over. Can't start your new beginning if you're holding on to the past. Gorilla and kitty. Gorilla and kitty. Gorilla, take time to listen compassionately to those you love. And kitty, it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over-dependency on others. Ooh, that was a powerful one, I feel like. Anyways, let's do some tarot. What do we need to know for the week of the 8th through the 15th? Ooh, somebody's stable and somebody's withholding something from somebody. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, typically you're earth signs. You don't have to be. Maybe you got your money on your mind and your mind on your money. You're a good business lady. You like nature and you're a little bit chill, but you know that someone is withholding from you. This is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who's not giving, not caring, very selfish. Could be someone who's got a mental disability. Maybe somebody's very unstable. And when I mean unstable, maybe they're not well. Maybe they got an illness. I'm definitely getting mental illness. But someone is not giving shit to you. You also could be, this could be read a couple ways. Maybe this person isn't giving because he's sitting in his feelings, but we also have the King of Cups. So we got a king in reverse that ain't doing the right thing. This is someone who's selfish, not giving, and then we got someone who actually gives a shit, who's loving and kind. Looks like you are gonna have a choice. You're not gonna struggle over it. That's for damn sure. The choice is pretty apparent. Do you wanna be with someone who's loving and kind, or someone who doesn't give a shit. Yeah, that's an easy pick. Anyways, moving forward, Queen of Wands. Typically your fire sign energy, don't have to be. Maybe you're single, sexy, you got your shit going on. You're very creative in your creative energy. Someone's coming in to tell you some truth. And this person ain't playing around. King of Swords energy. Typically they're air signs, they don't have to be. I call this card my spiritual warrior. Someone's coming in to tell you some truth. Maybe he had some sort of addiction problem or was in a toxic situation. That's what I'm getting. We have the devil. The devil has came out. And just so you all know, the devil is coming up with a plan. He is looking deeper. Looking for his next empty vessel to feast on. Ooh. If you are this 10 of Pentacles energy, someone's got a major wish fulfillment coming in. Maybe you are a wish fulfillment, like a walking wish fulfillment. And I call that's usually an earth sign type of, earth angel type of energy. The devil's coming up with a plan. Something's not over. Expect some sort of written communication coming through by email or text messages. Could be coming from a fire sign, doesn't have to be, but this is the King of Wands, someone who's creative, but he is in the upright position, so maybe you are going to get your wish fulfillment because something's not over yet, and all you got to do is communicate to this fire sign, and you'll get your wish fulfillment. Anyways, King of Wands. Could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be. Maybe you're just a man that's very creative, very loyal. Typically they're Leos. This is like the Leo card, I think, in my head. You are starting a new beginning. You do know something, and you are going to reconcile. I'm also getting, if you are going to reconcile, don't celebrate it. I think someone stopped drinking. Somebody's looking to reconcile. And when they do, they're coming in. This is a little cup of love. This is the Knight of Cups. To me, Knight of Cups is someone who ain't in it for the long haul. A little cup of love. Someone might be don't reconcile with that. I'll be real honest with you. Someone isn't celebrating. They want to offer a little cup of love. This to me is someone coming in to breadcrumb you. So be careful. Ooh, we got the Emperor. If you are the Emperor, you resonate with this. Typically you're an older male, you don't have to be. But your Emperors are just like the Empress. They went through hell and back to be this person. So they're all about fair and justice. They're the best leaders because they think about everyone involved. They're not selfish. They're selfless. Anyways, if you resonate with the Emperor, you are not getting a stable offer at this time and expect to start losing money at this time. Why? It's a karmic debt you gotta pay. You made a bad choice, you get negative karma. Again, pay attention. Now you gotta pay that karmic debt. So if you are an Emperor, you are paying a karmic debt. And you do have clarity. Just remember, balance and justice will be restored. You pay the debt, you get compensated. Money is just energy, and the more that people realize that, money will always come and go. You know, but people, Anyways, somebody's getting some bad news, and it's gonna make them very depressed. It's a phone call that's coming in. Maybe somebody's depressed because they got a phone call from their child. Now, at the end of the day, it's over. Death of the situation. Maybe somebody died. Well, at the end, that's going to put someone in their feelings. And, ooh, This could be read two ways. There is a death that's coming. Someone's going to get a phone call. And a family is not going to be happy about it. I feel like there's some regret behind this death. Maybe they didn't pay attention to the person when they were alive. Someone also might be getting clarity. You might have some bad news that might put you in your feelings. There is a unhappy family going on right now. And this unhappy family is going to be in regret. Something ended. It doesn't have to be a death. Maybe it's just the death to a situation, an ending that took place, and now someone's family is not happy. Why? Because someone actually did the right thing. He didn't offer anything. He had nothing to offer. This could go back to the emperor. Emperor, are you losing money? Did you not offer something? You made a bad choice. You got negative karma, but you do have clarity, but you do have some bad news coming in that's going to make you depressed. You're going to have to make that phone call. Why? Because you need to end something and it's been putting you in your feelings. Why? Because you know that your family is not going to be happy. Actually, your family's going to be in regret because they did something wrong to you. Yeah, you don't see it coming. Hey boo, Queen of Cups coming in. You got a wish fulfillment coming. Help is arriving so that you get your wish fulfillment. Why? Because you're loving and kind. You're my little earth angel. Earth angels, help is arriving from the divine. You're getting your wish fulfillment. Damn. A lot of females are in receiving mode and getting wish fulfillments. So stand by, stand by. But you're also being asked to not sever ties with someone. And the reason for this being is because right now that person is very brokenhearted at the moment. And it was destined and fated, but everything is going to work out. It was destined and fated for someone to be brokenhearted. Ooh, destiny and fate might be taking place on or around after the 10th. We got the Three of Pentacles. Someone is going to be working together with someone and getting married. Maybe you're already, doesn't have to be married. It could also be working together with someone. Could be from someone from the past that you planted seeds with and you're entering a new contract. Could be work related. Oh. Also, somebody wants to come in from the past that you worked with that took advantage of you. Just know that they plan on doing it again. If you got someone coming from the past, maybe they're trying to offer you a little cup of love, or you hear something that they know that you're going to like, they are going to do it again. They are going to take advantage of you. They're going to steal from you. There's something that you have that they want. They are going to do it. It is part of a contract, so break it. The reason why they want to work with you is because you've been putting a lot of work and effort in and they've been sitting and watching you. All right. If you are under 30 years old and you're a fire sign, don't have to be. Some of you younger guys or immature guys, someone's going to lose control of themselves in the situation. Someone is freaking out because they don't want to fight. Why? Because they've been holding on to their past. Anyways, someone's looking deeper into somebody. Could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be. Someone is watching you and you are about to find out and you're going to freak out. But don't worry, you're not going to hit rock bottom. Someone's kid feels left out in the cold. This is a time period for growth. Stop playing games, the divine said. It's time to grow up. Maybe when you were a child, you had abandonment issues. The divine is saying, grow up. Stop playing games. Release it. Release your past. Divine also knows that you need to forgive yourself or someone for a wrongdoing. I hope I said that right. This week, God wants you to see something very clearly. Many of your paths are going to open up. If you were blocked, it won't be. Some of you are going to have to quit that job. Why? Because your soul needs to rest. That's what happened to me. I left a job and I slept for almost a week. Anyways, but I got my wish fulfillment on that. Anyways, God wants a lot of you. Some of you need to quit your job or stop putting your work and effort into something. Your soul needs to rest. Well, we still are in a period of rest. But not soon though. Because our actual New Year's is coming on up. I think the spring equinox is, well, it's this month. March 20th is the spring equinox, and then March 21st is actually a day where historical events usually happen. Anyways, we got the Knight of Pentacles. Typically, it's a slow-moving energy, but it's also a professional coming on in. Could be a third-party situation. Let's see. This little immature little knight, because it's a knight, he ain't talking. He ain't very loving and kind. He ain't talking to someone. And he's kind of not thinking right. He's definitely not traveling. Oh, he caused an injustice to this girl. 9 of Pentacles. You're all by yourself. One more pentacle, you would have it all. You're a walking wish fulfillment. Anyways, you got your shit going on. You're stable, secure. Someone caused an injustice to you. They're probably still trying and you ain't even paying any attention. Just keep moving forward. Anyways, this is a good change. You're in a good tower moment this week. You're just being asked to release everything to the Most High. Oh, but you are going to have a face-to-face talk. This is the 2 of Cups. You might be stepping into a divine union. This is a soul, could be soulmate energy, could be a twin flame, but you released yourself. And now you might be stepping into a heartfelt face-to-face talk. Someone that actually is reciprocating. When this happens, someone is not going to be very happy. I feel like they had their chance. They caused an injustice. They're going to think it's not fair. Well, they didn't want nothing to do with you, so the universe always replaces people. Don't worry, you will be protected from this. The secrets will all come out. Darkness will always come to light. And just know right now, a lot of people are getting their karma. Yes, you are you're manifesting at this time. And yes, someone is wearing a mask. Yes, some of you are going to be getting married or entering new contracts. Maybe you're already married. But some of you aren't moving forward. Maybe someone did not move in with you, but you are still getting a brand new beginning. And don't worry, your name will be cleared. Just walk away from the past. Air signs, Queen of Swords. Don't have to be. Maybe you're my spiritual warriors out there. Oh, and my empresses. Hey, Queen of Swords, maybe you're stepping into your empress power. Empress is all 4 queens wrapped in one, just like an emperor, all 4 kings wrapped in one. Empress, empresses and air signs, or my spiritual warriors, you're going to see something very, very clearly. Don't put matters into your own hands, okay? Just release it to the Most High. I actually got told that 2 days ago. Don't do nothing. Just release it. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Any other messages before I move forward? Just that. Yeah, there's someone that's going to have to make a decision. That came back out. That's fine. All right. Let's go to this deck. It's a big deck, so we're going to split this into... There. We're not using the whole deck. Because what fun would that be? What do we need to know for the week? For this week. What do we need to know for this week? Ooh. Somebody is going to be growing from, somebody's going to be told no. But when I see 3 6s, it means you need to pay attention because it's a lesson you need to learn so that you can grow from it. but it has something to do with your ex. You need to say no to your ex. Trust me, it won't be hidden. You're going to see it plain as day. The feelings are not mutual with a younger woman. The woman does not feel the same way about you, if you wanted to know. Some of you do not have this younger woman, if you resonate with a younger woman, she does not have an enemy disguised as a friend. Someone missed their opportunity. Someone did not, I'm sorry. Someone did miss their opportunity with a younger woman. I'm sorry. So you need to be cautious. If you are this younger woman, you need to be cautious. Someone missed an opportunity with you and they think they're coming back around, and you need to be like, no. Why? Because you're going to be in a, if you say no to your ex, you're actually going to have you can put your boxing gloves up. You don't need to fight. You're actually going to be in a very loving relationship. It's going to be like reciprocal. Instead of like here, maybe you were in an unrequited relationship, you're not going to be. Expect sudden changes. 555. Expect sudden changes to happen this week. There is a liar that is getting bad advice from a family and a friend member. So be very careful. That's karma right there. This is going to make a person change. Some people can change. Probably when it's fed to them. Yeah, Taurus, you might have some stiff competition this week. And I think somebody needed to know this. Someone's in fantasy land. Yes. Someone is being very unfaithful. Something about karma this week. Oh. Let's get a fairy card. Oh my goodness. You know, when I try to do things fast, it just never works out that way. Practice, practice, practice. Some of you might need to, with daily practice, polish up a skill or a talent to increase your confidence. Anyways, let's go to the dice. Let's go to the dice. Number 1 is significant. The number 1. Someone is moving away from and saying no to greed and sadness. Or you're being blocked from people who are greedy and sad. Some of you have cut ties or will be cutting ties. There is some truth that's going to come out. Being brutally honest. And it might make someone lose hope. Something about someone's like the color of their skin or their ethnicity. Someone is going to tell someone the truth. I don't like that one. The person that was wearing a mask is going to try to give you a gift because they want to come back in. I do feel that. That's a blast from the past. Someone might have to drive from a distance. feel like this person wants to come in. There's someone who's going to be driving from a distance to give you a gift and shower you with love. Yeah, it's going to be making you happy, but they are hiding something from you. Be careful for not repeating another cycle. Pisces, you're being told not to travel this week. You are going to celebrate something, and you have a phone call that's coming in that's going to make you want to celebrate. Ooh, nice. Justice and balance is being restored. Someone's getting their freedom. If you've been manifesting your freedom, you're going to get it. Somebody is taking an opportunity to change right now. That's why they're not traveling. We'll say that. Some of you are going to be traveling really soon, but when you travel, it's not because you're doing it for fun. It's actually for a specific soul purpose. Purposeful travel is what I'm getting, like it's a soul thing. Someone's cutting ties and getting on a plane. Someone's being haunted. If you are being haunted by a ghost, you need to speak your truth. Your past is going to haunt you, but all you got to do is speak your truth and it all goes away. Someone's playing a game. Yeah. So just remember, the devil confuses. God doesn't. Confusion is coming back around. Someone's going to get a gift out of this. The person who's confused, when it comes back around, yes, you're going to win. You're going to be triumphant. Just remember, the devil confuses, God doesn't. Someone slept on their, let's say, gift or wish fulfillment, but it is going to come back around. Someone's not going to get a gift because the universe is trying to free someone from their own mental prison. The number 12 is significant. Somebody wants to gamble. Again, back to playing a game. Oh, someone's going to hear some truth and it's going to put you in your feels. I'm not getting anything else. Nothing too good. Some of you are going to, you're stepping into your power. You know who you are. You know exactly what you need to do, and you're going to be truthful and honest. Like you're stepping into your sovereignty, your authentic self. And you're going to grab the world by the balls. That's all I got. Yeah, number 12. Could be 12 days. Something about the number 12 is significant. Well, actually, that's all I have. Let's get rid of something. The moral of the story this week was get rid of something, let go. So let's go to the declare and decree deck. Let's get rid of something. I'm feeling a little, I don't know. Here we go. Here's what we're going to get rid of. All self-doubt and disbelief in my potential is now destroyed and cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. All self-doubt and disbelief in my potential is now destroyed and cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. Woohoo! Here. Just feeling a little I don't know. I didn't get someone didn't get the message. Let's see. What do we need to know for the week from the 8th through the 15th? What do we need to know? Just that karma and balance is definitely coming out. 6 of Coins. What you put out is definitely going to come back to you. A lot of you should be in receiving mode, especially a lot of females this week. Some of you actually just need to separate from someone, and the moment you separate, you're going to receive some coin. You got to separate from someone from the past so you can receive your blessings. It's like putting, like, let's say you, someone's in separation mode. Someone might be getting a divorce. Let's say you have a narcissistic mom or dad. The moment you cut away from them, the universe is going to be like, here you go. Here's a huge blessing. Oh, and by the way, here's a person that will never do that to you ever again. You know, it's kind of what I'm getting out of that. Huh. I guess that's what the moral of the story is this week. Receive, receive, receive. I'm getting, this is funny. It's a dual energy, a double-edged sword. Here you got the King of Blades, and then the Knight of Blades in reverse. So you have a choice this week. Who do you want to be? You want to be truthful and honest, or do you want to keep lying to yourself? Ooh. There you have it. Duality. Let's end this beautiful reading. Let's get a Katie Moonstone Oracle story card and end this reading. Oppression. Transformation. Oppression comes in many forms. We make dozens of decisions each day that impact those we serve. As leaders for equality, or primary concern is to interrupt those rules that serve and divide us. To become agents of change who make strategic and courageous decisions, we must learn to run a set of filters or lenses that shift our vantage point and uncover what the naked eye can see and not see. This is what finding truth is. If seeing leads to believing and believing shapes our actions, then we must expand our ways of seeing to transform troubling outcomes for all of us and our young peoples. No single lens can tell a story, but using a strong filter allows us to stand and observe from particular viewpoints, so that we can think critically about our decisions and increase our predictability that our actions will lead us to more positive outcomes. Giving ourselves permission to see our contexts in new and more revealing ways. Judgment implies cycles of questioning, action, and reflection, premised on the belief that there is no right answer. Critical judgment implies a leap of faith. Faith that if we take a calculated risk to disrupt the status quo, we do indeed possess the will, skill, and knowledge, capacity, and emotional intelligence to adjust our actions as necessary. Change is inevitable. Oh my God, retrograde is killing me. Change is inevitable, and it is coming sooner than you think. So break free and rise above them. And there you have it. Break free and rise above. It's time to transform and jump into our new beginnings. Well, that's all I have for everybody. Don't forget to mark March 24th if you want to join in on the Great Synchronization. Until then, make sure you stay hydrated, drink your water, mind your own business. And until we meet again, Namaste.